Hello there, dear viewers, and welcome to my channel, the most lauded visual spectacle since the dawn of observation. So, here we are, looking down at Australia. We're going to begin an episode with no particular theme. Maybe the theme is weird shit, but not that weird. Just interesting, funny, curious, a little on the light side, not like that super dark Pong Su episode. It's a good opportunity to showcase a few things that I've learned about recently that I haven't had a chance to mention on this really popular show. So I was recently messing about with this program called Turbo Overpass or Overpass Turbo. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a map database for the world, which is maintained and updated by volunteers. Anybody can contribute. Anything can go on OpenStreetMap. You could map out fruit trees, or you could map libraries and update the particular details for those libraries, whether they have Wi-Fi or accessibility, or you could map, I don't know, kebab shops or fucking anything. I'm using Turbo Overpass to mine the data from the OpenStreetMap, which is really fucking cool. Check out both of them. I'm going to show you one now, just as an example. Then I'll get back to the world. All right, one tick. Okay, so this is what Overpass Turbo looks like, and I've already loaded up one of my queries. The query's here. It's in Python script. I'd love to say that I wrote this script myself, but I didn't, and in this instance, I asked it to write a query for every single place in the world named after an astrological symbol. And this is what it came up with. So this is including streets and roads and everything. But you could just say, narrow it down to towns only named after one of the star signs. Or you can literally make a query on whatever you want. Yeah, so while we're here, let's just find out what star sign Australia is. Fucking Capricorn. Australia's a Capricorn. There you go. And Melbourne, Gemini. Curious. Let's see what the US is. We'll pick somewhere near the Cappy. Gemini. No, we can't be the same. We can't be the same. Let's look at Greenland. Scorpio. Selfish bastard. All right. Just say you wanted to look up a particular feature. Here I've searched for the bridges of Madison County. So there you go. Turns out there's a lot of fucking bridges in Madison County. There's also other Madison counties. I was referring to this one specifically. If you don't know what this is in reference to, then perhaps Google it. I can't help you with all the pop culture references. Catskill Park. Is that where cats kill other cats, or is it where one cat shows off all of its skills? Maybe we should we find out quickly? No, we will not go down a rabbit hole. It's just a normal park as well. Let's face it. Okay, so now back to the show. So all that to explain how I got to where I am today. It actually does explain how I got to where I am today. I was using Overpass Turbo to look for places around the world called Tasmania exclusively. And I found a number of them, and they were really funny, and I made a map about it, and you can go and play it if you want. And one of the places I found was in Australia, and it wasn't Tasmania. It was somewhere else in Australia called Tasmania. It wasn't what I expected. Let me just show you. Here we go. All right, so we're zooming in to this place called Tasmania, which is in New South Wales. And here we go. I stumbled across this mini carving of Australia in search of Tasmania, but I'm sad to say, and much to Geoguessr's probably annoyance or anger, it seems that they've left Tasmania off. But it's possible that a tree has just grown in its place. Like, I could see that potentially being Tasmania, although it seems a little bit too close to the coastline. The Bass Strait is much, much wider than that, unless they've misplaced Tasmania and put it over here, or I don't know what. But anyway, I'm about to show you two more things, and I'm leaning towards them just leaving it off based on the next two maps. And also, if you scroll back and look at this satellite data, there's no mistaking it. They fucking left it off. So that is That is a real fucking shame. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's just one triangular cat head-like shape that we're missing. It's not too difficult, especially when you look at all the detail that went into the Gulf of Carpentaria and the Great Australian Bight and what have you. Yeah, and I saw that and I thought, wow, that's a lot of maintenance for something that couldn't really be appreciated unless you happen to be flying over this fucking area. Anyway, and out of curiosity, I Googled it to see if anything else like this existed in Australia, and turns out it does. Before I show you that, this is just back to Google Maps. This place has 20 reviews. Amazingly, incredibly, this mown out shape of Australia has more reviews than I have comments on my entire channel. So make of that what you will. I'll just read a couple. I love how Australia too tiny, Australia inside itself. There is also another one under Melbourne. Now, I consider myself to, well, not be an expert, certainly not an expert on Melbourne. If you're an expert on Melbourne, let me know in the comments and tell me if you know what this person is referring to of this tiny Australia under Melbourne. Do they mean in the tunnels that we referred to in an earlier episode, Erica's iPad's birthday special? Or is this just something perhaps lost in translation and it's just in Melbourne? If you know where this is, let me know. Something tells me they might be referring to the next one that I'm about to show you, which is actually in Geelong, which isn't Melbourne, but I could see how a tourist might mistake the two, although I don't know how because they're different fucking cities. Here we are. This is in Barwon in Geelong. It's like a children's fun park. Oh, wait, I just have to go back and show you this. Sorry, this is the review I wanted to read you. It's from Ghosts Elite. They said, yeah, great experience going to all the capital cities. It's just a walk in the park. Oh, it's funny. All right, back to this one. This one has Ken Cahill here said, not much on offer here. Boring playground. Get a grip, Ken. To be fair, I can't see a playground at all. I would much prefer spending time in the outline of a country than on a burning hot slide, wouldn't you? Maybe that's just me. So yeah, again, I am devastated to inform Geoguessr that Tasmania has been sadly left off this map as well. Now, it's possible that it was here once. I can see this faded patch here. That might have been Tasmania, but again, just doesn't even look like the right shape. Terribly sorry to all Tasmanians that are bearing witness to this travesty unfolding on the screen right now. And there's one more, would you believe? So far, 4.6, 4.6. Yeah, not a bad rating for an outline. All right, here we are. The final one. Here's the golden map of Australia, and this has a stellar 4.9. And I like this one. I feel like it encompasses perhaps some of the actual terrain or the topography of Australia with all the different colours and hues. And it's even girt by water, not sea. I think most of it is. But again, I'm really sorry to say they haven't put Tasmania on the map again. I don't know if you want to, I don't know, perhaps we should start some kind of campaign, Geoguessr, to make sure Tasmania is acknowledged or represented in these terrain representations or terrain maps of Australia. Because, yeah, it's just not on. They've literally wiped you off the map. I would be upset by that as well. Do better, random places. Do better, top-end safari camp and Barwon Children's Park and some random farmer's fucking backyard. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's Tasmania there? I can't see it personally. It's not distinct. It's possible. It's possible. Satellite images weren't great and didn't support this being Tasmania in the slightest. Okay, but fear not, Geoguessr. I am going to give Tasmania a bit more of a plug in this episode. And should I do it at the end or the beginning? We'll do it now. Okay, so you're joining me in Tasmania, and this is southeast Tasmania. I'm sorry, Jessa, I know it's not your favourite part of Tasmania, but here we are. This is slightly anecdotal, and I haven't been to northern Tasmania, so that's why. So here we are in Eagle Hawk Neck, Tasmania. It is on the border of another town called Dootown. Now, Dootown is a town I stumbled upon accidentally when I was driving to another location in Tasmania, a historical site. Okay, so we were driving around and we were going to visit a blowhole. As you can see, this is Blowhole Road, and we drove through this town and we noticed something strange. And the first thing we noticed was, I don't know in which order, but we noticed, hold on, this sign here that says, "We're gonna do." And then we continued on our way, and then I noticed this one here. It says Dr. Doolittle. And as we continued driving, we noticed more and more signs with this nomenclature. Rumdo, do mix, Howl's Dude House, Doodle Do, and a Make Do. So nearly every single home in Dootown has a nameplate with Do in the title. If I had a house in Dootown, I think mine would be called Do Not Disturb. I was checking to see if that was a scar tree. It says there's one non-conforming house that's put up a plate out the front, and it says Medhurst. What a jerk. There's another interesting note on the Wikipedia page that says, and I quote, "Interestingly, the list does not yet contain the names Doohast or Scooby-Doo." Yes, that is interesting. I guess it's a quite well-known song, Doohast. And Scooby-Doo, yes, I can see why that one seems unusual. Surely you'd be jumping on that one. Maybe it's too on the nose, but Doohast, why would you expect that? So the tradition started in the 1930s when a Hobart architect named Eric Round placed a nameplate out the front of his house. It was actually his beach house, or his shack as they're referred to in Tasmania. And he called the shack Do-I. And then the neighbours responded, put up a sign that said Do Us. And then the rest is history. It took off from there. And now it's obviously a point of interest. That same architect changed his Do-I to Xanadu. I don't know why. Maybe the Olivia Newton-John film had come out and perhaps he was a fan. All right, that's the end of Dootown. Dootown is on a particularly beautiful stretch of Tasmanian coastline. I can't vouch for all of the Tasmanian coast, but it probably is all equally stunning. You should make time to go and look at it. How's that, Tourism Tasmania? Okay, the next quirky town, that's the theme now, quirky town, is a place called Hutto, Texas. And I learned about this town in a podcast recently. Someone had written into the show to talk about some arbitrary thing, and they mentioned they lived in a town that was very fond of hippos. Or hippopotamuses? Hippos. I've dropped into Hutto in Texas without having a look first to see if this is true. It's it's probably proven that there's nearly 3,000 concrete hippos scattered across this town. And it's not a big town. It's not a big town at all. So I'm going to drive through this town and go hippo spotting and see how many I can find. I will edit out all the gaps in time, don't you worry. It's the hippo capital of Texas. The story goes back to 1915, apparently. There was a circus in town and a hippo escaped. Why you'd have a fucking hippo in the middle of Texas at a fucking circus is a question for another episode. Probably a really sad one. Anyway, this hippo escaped and it took a swim in the local creek. Like, yeah, can you fucking blame it? It's in Texas. And it's a hippo. The incident captured the town's imagination, and since then the hippo has become Hutto's official mascot. So, let's go look for them. I think I did actually spot one before when I turned around. Also, what are these mailboxes? There are several of these like forked mailboxes here which I've not seen before. There's another one. Also, how else can you tell someone not to visit you? You put planter boxes in the driveway and 3 witches' hats. That is the biggest fuck you, don't come here I've ever seen. And this looks like some mini hotel? Don't know. Anyway, first hippo spotted. And this one actually thinks it's a zebra. That's zebra for all the imperialists that are listening. All right, that's 1. Let's continue looking. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. That was Mary. Whoa, did I see a big one then? False alarm. 9. Fucking hell. Alright, I'm counting that as 10. That is ridiculous. And that does not resemble a hippo at all. What? Maybe from the front. Hermes hippo car. So many mixed things in there. Alright, so we're up to 10, 11, 12. Have I seen that majestic hippo before? No, I'd remember that blue house. Is that a hippo? Yeah, surely. What else would it be? Is that 13? 14? Nothing says therapy like a fucking hippo. An orange hippo. 15. 16. I think we've seen enough here. Oh my god. Alright, I think it's time for a fresh air break, but I'll be right back the rest of the show. Okay, I'm back. Have you seen enough? This hippo has its face blurred. This one's wearing an interesting black cape. Can't remember what the hippo count is now. It must be up there. I think maybe 17 or 18 hippos spotted. The big kahuna right out the front of the high school. It's massive. That is life-size hippo right there. Okay, I think we'll end on this one. This is Henrietta the hippo, according to the map. She has her toenails painted. That is hilarious. Okay, I think we're done with the hippos. Oh, that's a lot. I really like it when a town takes something and runs with it. It's super interesting and super fun. Not dissimilar to Dootown. Just takes one hippo and then suddenly 8 to 10,000 hippos later, here we are in this. I think I said 2,000 or 3,000 hippos earlier, but I rechecked and it is many more. An estimated 10,000 hippos. You can purchase a hippo off the council website. I love it so much. I love it so much. It's so funny, especially since this is in the middle of Texas and hippos are obviously an aquatic, or they get out of the water sometimes, mammal that's from Saharan Africa. That's amusing. If I'm not mistaken, the hippopotamus means water horse, and I think it's Greek. Yeah. This garden store looks pretty freaking amazing. I think we'll move on from hippos now. You're like, yes, please, enough hippos. Okay, so the next town we're going to take a looky-loo at is Minoe in Nebraska. So Minoe, Nebraska is the only incorporated municipality in the United States of America that has a population of one resident in this town. There's 4 cars here, but I guess these might be tourists. So that one resident is a woman named Elsie Isla. This is Elsie Isla. I don't know why she's giving the fuck you symbol here, or the up yours symbol, but she looks pretty badass doing it. Elsie Isla is the sole resident, and she acts as the mayor, and also the librarian and the bartender. Diverse talents. Minoe did have a population of 150 in the 1930s, but as the rural exodus took hold, the numbers dwindled until it was just Elsie. But despite the challenges, Elsie has kept the town alive by running the local library and the tavern, and she has a bustling tourism for a township of 1 who come from miles around to, I don't know, borrow a book or order a beer from Elsie. Yeah, so that one's pretty interesting. Now we're going to pivot into the continent of Europe. All right, so here we are in a city called Damanhur. Oh, there's a police helicopter. I was circling all last night and it's been trying to track down an errant, rampant hippopotamus. Damanhur is a spiritual community which is nestled in the foothills of the Italian Alps, and it's known for its really impressive underground temples. It has a really unique social structure, this town. It's a place where art and spirituality and respect for the environment coexist. So that sounds like a pretty safe cult. No surprises there, by a chap called Alberto Araldi. There's like a couple hundred people who live in the houses that are scattered across the valley. It's like a Pokemon artwork, which kind of looks curious when it's placed on an old Italian building. This is the visitor center if you want to come and check out what they're all about. So yeah, on the surface, literally on the surface, everything seems quite normal. Sorry, normal's the wrong word. But what lies beneath is atypical. I'll show you that right now. Temples and artworks underground. Yeah, so this is an example of one of the rooms. We have a woman who's kneeling on some ground artwork. She's actually in some kind of trapdoor and she's rising, and this room seemingly has no entrance unless you enter via here. Yeah, we've got a carved throne over here and serene blue eyes staring into this circle room, and I don't know why circle rooms just really do not sit well with me. It's just not the shape of a room. Let's zoom out again. So that's a curious room. Let's look at another curious room. This is another room in Damanhur, and yeah, there's a lot going on here. I am noticing a lot of mixed iconography. Let's just take a look at those statues. Curious. It looks like it's taken inspiration from, I don't know, the Zodiac maybe? I just don't know. So yeah, and another one of these curious glass balls. What's up with that? What's up with that? And some wind chimes. What do the people in this township look like? Let's take a look. Okay, so this is what they're all about here. Like I said, some real mixed iconography here. We've got this really ripped chap up here who's got a hawk's head. It reminds me of an Egyptian deity or whatever they call them. An Egyptian god maybe, that have these sort of bird heads. And we've got the big staff here. Looks like Jafar's cobra staff. And yeah, the getup. Check it out. That is bright. Let's take another look. Here they are in worship pose. Yeah, and again, is that Hillary Rodham Clinton right here? Moonlighting as a member of this group, this spiritual community. This guy here is really getting in the zone. They all are. I am not laughing at them. I am very supportive of people flying their freak flags, and I mean freak in the most positive sense. If you are passionate about something and it doesn't hurt anyone, go for your life. And these guys are obviously living a great life. I'll show you one more photo, and here are all of them again as a group together. All kinds of people. Children, old people, young people, pregnant people living with a disability. From the 10 sentences I read on Wikipedia, it sounds like a very inclusive and respectful and, yeah, nice community. But who knows? If you are a member of Damanhur spiritual community, leave me a message in my comments. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so we're going to take a look at one more city. Sorry, two more. There's two more. We've arrived now at a place called Whittier, and this is in Alaska. Whittier is an interesting town, city, with 220 residents, and everybody in this city lives in this building. So this building is a 14-story building. Actually, let's just check. 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. Checks out. And it's an old military barracks. And yeah, it's the whole town. This town is known as the gateway to the Prince William Sound. And it's extremely inaccessible. But still accessible, obviously, because it has 220 residents who all live under one roof. They have a petrol station, police station. In fact, look, the police are right here. Police live here as well. Couldn't get away with anything in this town. They have a church, of course, because, of course, they do. You can rent videos, although if Blockbuster could survive all over the world, I don't know how it survived here. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all of those buildings are like the video shop and stuff are in these towers too, which is called Begich Towers, I think. Let me just show you how you get into this town. I suppose there are two ways. You can travel here by this boat from Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, these two. Yeah, they look like they're having a great time. Got a couple of little, very skinny canoes on top, or kayaks. The other way to get in, see you two, they look like a cute couple, is here. There is only one tunnel to enter or exit this town, and it opens up twice every hour. That doesn't seem like a lot. If you need to go and get something, or, I don't know, go to the hospital, or just, if you wanted to leave, twice every hour, that's not often. Although that's pretty much the metro train service in Melbourne. Yeah, and then it shuts at night. They lock you in. This is like fucking Helm's Deep or the Wall from fucking Game of Thrones. So this is the tunnel, and it is horrific. I remember once I was traveling, I had to travel from Paris back to London, and it was a cheapskate. I caught the bus. I had made this trip before, and on previous journeys, the bus would drive onto a boat, a ferry, and then the ferry would sail over the water, and you could sit out on the deck or do whatever the fuck you wanted. And then you would see the White Cliffs of Dover, and the bus would drive off, and then you would be at a pub in an hour's time. This one time I went, the bus drove down to the docks, and instead of driving onto a ferry, it took a sharp left and went to where the trains were, pulled up behind this big fucking cargo train, and the back of this train slowly lowered down and hit the ground, and then the bus drove into the train carriage, a windowless train carriage, and then it shut, and we were sitting in a bus in a windowless train carriage in pitch black darkness, and I've never felt so claustrophobic in my entire life. And then we left, and just to add to the claustrophobia, and if you don't know this, there are a couple of ways to get from Paris to London. You can obviously fly, you can catch a bus or get on the ferry, but you can also go via the tunnel. Anyway, this train went under the water, so you can imagine my feeling of ill ease when you're in a bus that's just rocking ever so slightly from side to side at a sort of different wave to the wave of the train when the train rocks. So we have this like double metronome effect, and then the complete darkness, the heat, and just knowing you are under a sea or an ocean as well in a tunnel. It was horrible. Don't recommend it. What am I talking about? Oh, when I saw this tunnel, I immediately had a flashback to that horrific journey. It did not help that I was extremely hungover as well. So hungover. God, I was so ill. And there's nowhere to go. The bus barely fit into the train carriage. You could maybe, I don't know, fit a basketball in between the bus window and the side of the carriage. If you wanted to go to the toilet, you had to shimmy down the side the bus, in between the bus and the train carriage. And then, yeah, anyway, I'm feeling sick just thinking about it. So this tunnel reminded me of that because look at it. It's obviously only one way. Cars have to drive through. Look how long it is. It's so long. That is a nightmare tunnel journey. I hate tunnels so much. Oh my God, I hate them. We're out on the other side now. Sweet relief when you get out here and see these beautiful mountains and get out of Whittier for good. But yeah, that's Whittier. In the summertime, Whittier, it gets 22 hours of sunlight. Who knows? It's probably fucking 10 p.m. right now. That's wild. It must be nice, but winter? Oh, God. Winter would be horrible. Apparently in winter, the town can get covered in up to 20 feet of snow. Yeah, that's the end of that. Why do people live there? I'm pretty sure it's coal. Coal is the reason people live there. If you're a resident of Whittier, Alaska, correct me if I'm wrong. And also let me know what it's like living with every single person in town as your housemate. Okay, on to the final thrilling, strange town. And this town is called Longyearbyen, and it's in Norway. Same deal with the light here, the 22 to 24 hour days. Again, this is probably 11 p.m. I picked this panorama because it looks cool, and what are these giant snowballs? I'm going to assume they're weather related and this isn't some art installation. What are they? I'd like to know. Actually, this is an airport. Here we go. What would they do? I could just look it up, but speculating's fun as well. This is extremely remote, obviously. This town is the world's northernmost town, and it's in the Svalbard archipelago of Norway. There's the archipelago out there. And this town's curious for a lot of reasons. Let me just show you the town first. Here it is. This is the town. Apparently they only had one colour of paint at Bunnings, one colour-bond paint variety when they did these houses up. Bono would be pleased to know that this is a town where the streets have no name. I don't think the fucking postie would be pleased though, because I imagine knowing this street would be preferable. Even more difficult when every house looks exactly the fucking same. Although these three have opted for a different grey. And then we have some other hues over here. What's up with this place? Curious, isn't it? Very curious. I don't know why they couldn't just name a couple of those streets. You don't have many. Give them a name. So yeah, Longyearbyen is a Norwegian word and it means long year. They have another interesting rule here. So this city is famous for having a law, a really peculiar law, and that law prohibits people from dying. You are not allowed to die. I mean, if you are dead, then charge me. Put me in handcuffs. Chuck me in that mono-coloured fucking prison. Yeah. This town's really unique law against dying. Fuck you. It came into effect after it was discovered that bodies in the local cemetery were not decomposing. Obviously, people were buried here, and then sometimes you need that space, although they seem to have a lot of it. What's this say? Do not walk your turtle with a hat. Okay. Or do walk it. Sure. I think it's not uncommon to bury bodies on bodies. What I envisage is that the local grave diggers went to chuck that new layer on top for the first time, and when they dug down they noticed that the bodies weren't decomposing. Why? Because of the permafrost, which is permanently frozen ground. So yeah, they outlawed dying in the town, and if you are ill, if you're a sick person, you're not allowed to stay here. You have to go to mainland Norway to die there, to live out your final days. Slightly disconcerting if you don't think you're going to die, but somebody else does. Yeah, that's this place. And why do people live here? Why does anybody live anywhere? You just end up somewhere, don't you? There's coal here as well. Lots of coal. Lots of coal, but no dying. Yeah, we covered everything, didn't we? The kind of fun and the whimsical to the extremely solitary. Shout out to EE, the mayor librarian bartender. And yeah, we saw the super spiritual and the really extreme. This is an extreme fucking rule. I guess it makes sense, but surely they can come up with a better system than just exiling someone to mainland Norway because they don't want the hassle. I'm sorry, please don't inconvenience me with your death. The ground's too hard and we don't know how to make you decompose, so just fuck off. All right, now that's it. And as customary, I better play some fucking Geoguessr now because that's why you all come to watch this, right? To watch some really mediocre Geoguessr playing. Check out Overpass Turbo if you are interested as well. You can make some really creative, fun maps inspired by this, as I have these past few days. Okay, onto the Geoguessr. I'll just click my fingers and we'll be there. And here we are. How's that movie magic for you with that little clicky trick? All right, let's begin with a map I played last week. And that's the guy with the white hat. I'm going to spot him and yeah, just check out some of the locations. Very impressed by this map and this person. Oh, this looks nice. That's handy. There's a bag here that says Dubrovnik, but I have a bag that says Tokyo. But yeah, this is definitely Dubrovnik. I know Dubrovnik when I see it. Wow. Croatia's stunning. All right, let's try and find... Oh, there he is. Hello. He was staring at me through the bushes that whole time. I wonder if... Wait, where is... There he is, yeah. Okay. Why are these tied up like that? That's slightly disconcerting. Okay, let's head straight to Dubrovnik. Thank you. That bag hint was nice, but I'd like to think that I would have guessed Dubrovnik all on my lonesome. Are we in here? Not quite. Oh, pretty close. Okay. Here he is again. Looking very pensive this time. He's wearing a puffer jacket. Must be a little bit cold. And he's in Europe. But to where? Amsterdam, maybe. Somewhere in... Yeah. We've got those front yellow number plates. Go here. It was Antwerp. Not even in the right fucking country. Oh my god. Fucking hell. Oh well, whatever. You know what? I was almost going to say those buildings look like the public art that you would see in Ghent, which is in Belgium. But anyway, still wrong. This is unusual. Oh, that's piss take. Oh, that's funny. All right, where are we? The Lincoln Boys in 1854 looking for Lincoln. Oh, there's something up with that building. Huh? We're in the US, I think. But where? If only we had a clue. Surely I can figure this out. It just says water. You know what? Is that Lincoln's Memorial? And is this the Capitol build? No, it's not. Hold on. I'm getting confused. I'm getting very confused. Oh, it is a Capitol building, but it's the old one. It says the old state Capitol building. The other Capitol building must be down the way being destroyed because that happened. I think Washington, D.C. is a pretty good guess. Not seeing any of the typical landmark though, but that must be Washington, Lincoln's Memorial there, right? Lincoln Memorial. I don't know if I actually read that or just made it up. Where is old Linky? Should not have gone to the theatre that day, old Lincoln. Where are we? Hold on. Where's the reflection pool though? Is it there? I feel like I'm not... This isn't right. Hold on. Because there's buildings behind... Oh, fuck it. I'm just going for it. I fucking knew it. What was I thinking? It looked like it. Is this a knockoff? Is this a memorial for fucking Jeremiah Springfield, not Abraham Lincoln? It looked wrong, and I went against everything inside me and picked it anyway. I knew it didn't look like that. Lincoln Memorial is covered in... It has grass out the front. There we go. He's got the shirt off. Hat still on. Oh, he's in 2 shots. 3, 4. There you go. He looks less tanned in this one. He's not flexing either. He's certainly flexing in... Which one? Yes. Perhaps that one. Where are we? In Romania, maybe? I don't have a better guess. And I don't know why. Maybe something about this building here. I'm going to go for it. I'm just making quick guesses as well. I've got 2 maps to play and I'm already conscious of how long this episode has gone for. It turned out to be in Serbia. I wasn't too far off. Here we go. Here he is. A rock on the balaclava. And these locations are really hard to guess. He's on a mountain. Top, he's trekked up there. Okay, let's take a look at the stickers. Leave your mark here. Cantina, Schultz. It's in English. Perhaps this is in the US then. Hold on, let's check out the sun. Doesn't really help, does it? Let's check out the shadow. Alright. Guess the sun's in the south. Too hard to tell. It's overhead too much. Where might this be? Snow. Honestly, it could be anywhere. I'm very disappointed in myself. South America. The US. This is my least favourite guess ever. New Zealand. China. Canada. Scotland. Denmark. Sweden. Maybe it's somewhere up here. These places are pretty fucking flat though, aren't they? There must be some mountains. Yeah, look. Let's go up here somewhere. That'll do. No, it's in Albania. Okay, silly me. Alright, that was nice. Some interesting locations there for White Hat. He wasn't very hidden in all of those. I didn't have any difficulty finding him. I'll play this one next because it has the potential for crap map spectacular vibes because 8 locations, no one's played it. Not even the person that made it bothered to play it. Created by Alan May Mulligan. Better be good or else. Right. I think saying this is weird is a bit harsh. Maybe a little dry, but not weird. American mailboxes just don't do it for me. I guess this is Texas. Doesn't rate high on the weird, especially after we just visited a town with 10,000 hippos. Oh, God. Let's go Odessa. It was Broken Arrow in Oklahoma. I don't think I've ever guessed Oklahoma, ever. Maybe I'll only guess Oklahoma from now on. All right, another weird town that was in air quotes. It's the Bobo Kitchen, Chinese food takeout. It's like yellow fading to white. It's an Argentinian flag. Fuck. I guess that could just be a restaurant. Are we in Jersey? We're definitely not in Argentina. There's an American flag there as well. So, where is Jersey? Again? Maybe it is in New Jersey. Why am I struggling with this? Maybe I'll just go New Jersey. Okay. I was out here in Sussex. There you go. Another weird town. Also very weird. All right. We're on a beach now. I would argue that this isn't a town. It's coastal. I think I know where this is. Actually, they've picked America for every single location, but this beachfront just reminded me of somewhere on, I think, maybe the Caspian Sea or the Black Sea. Which one? But I don't know now because these people are probably American. Let's face it. And that just says food and it's not Cyrillic, but it did remind me of that place. Is this the Ozarks? Is this Miami? Probably Miami, right? Looking south and we're seeing water. Everything else has been in the US. Let's just go, I don't know, somewhere down here. It's probably too swampy. Okay, it was Florida at least, but it was in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, Florida. Sorry. Okay, now suddenly we're not in the US. We're in, it's French, right? Could be France, could be. But they speak French in lots of countries. Bloody hell. Let's just go somewhere like here. Reims. Reims? It was in this city here. Never mind. Okay. Here we are again. And terrible picture quality. This with this Google car. Oh my God. Yeah. I cannot even read the language. I am very disappointed. White front number plate. Please just give me a yellow back number plate so I can, yeah, it's going to be yellow. I think we're going to go for the Faroe Islands for this one. It's either going to be the Faroe Islands or these islands down here, which I always forget about. The Isle of Wight, and there's some other fucking islands around here too. Maybe there. I don't know. We'll go Faroe Islands. Yeah, okay. It wasn't either of those. It was just in Bath. At least we got the country right. Excellent. Onto the final map. It is strangest official coverage. Let's check it. You're not on the stock standard Google car. You might be on a trekker or on a bike or a skidoo or a horse or a fucking camel or whatever. And yeah, this is just on a person's back because here they are, the backpack on, and it's the camera above them. So, where are they? No. China or Japan? Bad. Why can't I tell the difference? It's so stupid of me. Come on. You should know. You should fucking know. This, I'm going to guess that we're in Japan. I have to. That's Japanese, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is. We'll go somewhere down here. That'll do. On this bit of water. Okay, it was up here on this beautiful lake. Very lovely lake. Okay, carrying on. We are in the woods now, and yeah, this is official. Surely not. Ben Cornedy down the bottom. I don't think this is official. This is just one man out chopping some wood. Trees aren't right for Australia. I'm gonna go with Canada. Okay. It was just outside of Seattle. All right. Wasn't too bad of a guess. Ah, here we go. I like this. Got the remnants of some sea facing structure, and a lot of birdies. There is a place called Bird Island. I wonder if it's that. Or is this just like some of the Galapagos? I thought it was rockier. There are a lot of birds here. Tiny island. There's no way I'm ever going to remember where Bird Island is. No way known. There, that'll do. Shit, eh? Let's go look at it and see what it was. Now, no name. I'm clicking on this. We gotta find this one out. So what's this place called? Oh, it's the Rockus Atoll. Cool. There you go. Next. That is strange coverage, I have to say. All right, so we're out in the vineyard. We're walking down the rows. So many places in the world grow grapes and make wine. This one is surrounded by some intense looking mountains. Is this going to be like, I don't know, the Napa Valley or something in the US? That doesn't look like an American house though, does it? Can't really tell from here. Yeah, I think maybe more likely Greece or Turkey or something. Or Italy actually. Spain, which leaning towards Greece. South America, oh, we're spewing. Let's look at the sun. Oh no, it's facing. We're in the southern fucking hemisphere. That is a bummer. No, it's not a bummer. But pretty sure we are anyway. Let's check out those shadows. Yeah, we are in the southern hemisphere. So there goes all those ideas out the fucking window. I guess it lends itself to... Wait, it's not fucking... Hold on. I thought they looked like European houses. I think maybe this could be Chile or Argentina. Let's go Argentina. There, that'll do. It was fucking Bolivia. Oh my god. In this place here. And so there's mountains where these mountains here, I believe. Cool. All right. We're on to the final location. And yeah, I think we're on the back of a skidoo. Let's see. Yeah, we are. Or we might be, I know husky dog sleds is another mode of transport on this game. And I don't know where this is. So I am going to go with Alaska for this one. And let's pick somewhere around here. Yep, and it couldn't have been further away. It was just in Spain. That's surprising. Just outside of Andorra, on the Spanish-Andorra border. There you go. All right, let's view those results. Not a great score, unfortunately. Okay, whew, that was long. Apologising in advance. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that interesting. What was your favourite town? Was it Dootown? If you know a weird town, let me know and I'll talk about it in another episode. Okay, that's all for now. Hooroo, goodbye.